Google's trying to get out of a massive lawsuit from consumers who allege that the company is illegally spying on them through their Google Home devices. But the company suffered a serious setback when a judge refused to force the plaintiffs into arbitration. Look, how many times have we talked about this? The Rumba, all of these access points that social media has. Is there any question in your mind? If you go to go home and you tell your wife, I really want a new Chevrolet, that you'll be covered up with Chevrolet ads within 5 minutes. Okay, you can't look at that and say there's not a problem here. People are listening, and then that material can be sold to other sources. Yep. It's just that one conversation, just the edge of that conversation can be sold to thousands of different places, both con men and straight, business people, but it's just got to be stopped.
Right, and sometimes it is harmless. Like you say, if I start talking about Chevrolet, I'm going to get ads on my social media, but also a week or two down the road, I'm going to get a flyer from my local Chevrolet dealer because they buy that data. And okay, that's annoying, but it's harmless to a degree. But what happened in this Google case, and this is why the judge told Google, you're not escaping trial.
Yeah.
This case was being kind of litigated for 4 years. 4 years. Google was letting this happen. They were having hearings, filing motions.
Even after it happened, nothing changed, though,
right.
Even after the lawsuit. But
right.
Go ahead.
And so Google finally, after 4 years, they say, hey, judge, they can't even sue us because we got to go to arbitration because that was part of the agreement. And the judge essentially laughed it out of court, saying, you've had 4 years. You've wasted your money, You've wasted their money, you've wasted these lawyers' times now telling us that we're going to arbitration. Hell no. You're going to take this to trial. And I will say, right now the plaintiffs do have an uphill battle.
It is totally an uphill battle.
You got to prove that Google's devices were listening to you.
Correct.
And that Google knew it and did nothing about it. You got to prove the intent.
The new norm, as you know, I handle cases bigger than that.
Yeah.
And of course, the new norm is to destroy all. If you have documents, you can prove intent. You can just the indicia. You put the documents together, the emails, the whatever that took place in private meetings, and you have plenty of information to show that yes, they had a plan. Yes, they knew they were going to make money by getting that information and selling it to somebody else. The problem is that now the whole idea is destroy documents. They're destroying documents as quickly as they generate them right now. There's some companies that if I email you and I say, look, we got a problem in Toledo, our company's killing people in Toledo, that will be gone in a nanosecond. Okay, so they've got it down to a whole science. But when I first started doing these huge cases, all the way back to tobacco, actually asbestos, we could tell what the company was doing by looking at their emails and but they've just gotten to the point to where it's automatic destruction. To prove the kind of intent you're talking about is difficult.
Yeah, absolutely, especially for a company like Google that obviously is very tech savvy, so they don't have to waste a lot of time. So unfortunately, again, for these plaintiffs, it doesn't matter how good your lawyers are, and they do have some good lawyers on this case.
Yeah, they do.
It's just the fact that Google is not necessarily sloppy. So I don't think they're going to leave these kind of things lying around with memos printed out saying, hey, we're spying on people, and that's hilarious.
One place you get that's interesting, most of the time I get my information from third parties, okay? They may be a subcontractor. They may be somebody not directly associated with the company who doesn't destroy it.
Yeah.
And that's where you end up getting these great bits of information about what the company was up to. But in this case, the other part of it is arbitration. Wow, what a scam, huh? What a scam. And we used to talk about this when the first idea of arbitration started. It was driven by the Chamber of Commerce. It was driven by Associated Industry. Let's take the courtroom away from the plaintiff. Let's take the courtroom away from the claimant where a jury never hears this. Instead, they bring in these cats that are part of corporate. I mean, they're just raised with corporate. All they know is corporate. And most of the time, they have some association with the very corporation they're trying to arbitrate for.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you sign up for a new cell phone service, if you go buy a car, if you basically are signing any kind of contract, buying a house, you're signing an arbitration agreement. And they'll quickly say, okay, and here's your this arbitration agreement.
And everybody just, sure.
Yep, because you've already signed 800 things, and you're just ready to get out of there with your car or your new keys.
Yeah.
And so you're signing these things. If you're watching this, you've signed one of these, and you probably don't even
dozens
realize
of them.
it. Yeah.
Dozens, just like going on the internet, we have to tag some. You hit a check mark here as arbitration. Judges are starting to say, we're going to go to court.
Yeah. Ring of Fire founder and host of America's Lawyer, Mike Papantonio, has a new book, came out this week, called Suspicious Activity. Like his other books before it, this book actually deals with real legal cases that Mike Papantonio has handled, but in a fictionalized way. The book follows the character of Nick Dichotomous that Papantonio first introduced in his book Law and Disorder, and it carries on the story that began in Law and Disorder through Law and Vengeance, Law and Addiction, Inhuman Trafficking, and now Suspicious Activity. This book in particular deals with the financial institutions that have helped launder money for terrorist organizations, which of course is a topic we have covered extensively here on Ring of Fire. So, if you're a follower of Mike Papantonio's books, or if this is your first one, you can get your copy of Suspicious Activity now. Just go to MikePapantonio.com and place your order. And if you haven't already, check out Mike's other books, also available on MikePapantonio.com.